welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't know what I'm doing. This is my first video, so be nice to me, please. Context before I get into anything for why the hell are you watching this? Why am I making this? What is this channel gonna be about? Basically I'm dyslexic as hell. I can't read. I've always hated reading. Born and raised in California, gone through California schools. I don't know if this is like universal for California or whatever, but basically you're forced to read throughout like all of school. And when I was in elementary, we had this stupid thing called AR reading or something like that, where you literally had to read like one book a week or something like that, and then take a stupid quiz on it. And you had to read a quota. There's like a certain amount of like quizzes and points that you had to reach and like words. It was so stupid. I hated it. I cheated on all of them. Okay, I'm not even kidding. I did. I would look next to me and see what quizzes other kids were taking and copy all their answers, or I would just go watch a fucking movie that I knew was an adaptation from a book, and then I would pretend and I would just take the quiz and like just guess. And honestly, that was really smart because you'd be surprised how accurate some movies are to books. That thing, I watched Harry Potter once, and my little kid brain, I got bored. I'm sorry. My little kid brain, I got bored. It was really long, so I kind of skimmed the movie. I didn't even watch the full thing, and I took the AR quiz on the book, and I got 100%, okay? So that's how accurate it was. I didn't even have to really watch the movie. But then I got to high school, and I was like, shit, I really hate reading. And then a lot of, like, I see people that, in my class, they got a little book. A lot of people love reading. I think that's kind of like when Book Talk started too. So like everybody was reading and it seemed like the big thing, and I got mad FOMO because I was like, that could be me if only I could read. And I'm a very stubborn person, and I'm very much like, I can do it. I can do that. Even if I very much cannot do something, I'm like, I can do that. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start reading shit. Which is exactly what I did, and it was a struggle, but I've gotten better, and that's all that matters. So I'm going on like 4 years now of consistent reading consistent amount of books. I'm still super dyslexic, but I've learned how to read with dyslexia, if that makes any sense. Okay, you kind of just learn to live with it. Just how it works. For those that don't understand, I don't know what to tell you. But the only problem is that now I have tons of thoughts on books, and I want to talk about them and share them with people because I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. I need to talk about this, or holy cow, that sucked. But it doesn't work out because like my friends aren't reading the books that I'm reading, and to be fair, a lot of the books I've read are kind of stupid, so I don't really want them to read them anyways. I've read some gems, but I've also read some shitters. We're gonna talk about a midder. I don't know what that was. I thought I was going somewhere with that. That was kind of awful. But today we're gonna read something that's a little bit mid. So, obviously they haven't really read any of the books I've been reading, so I have no one to talk about with them. Which is why you're watching this. Oh my god, so great. So I'm pretty much just like, whenever I feel like talking about a book, I'm just gonna make a video and post it. So hopefully it gets better. I don't really have a schedule planned. I don't know how far I'm gonna go with it. I've been really wanting to start like a YouTube channel for a really long time. Like I'm not even kidding. Like since I finished reading my second book, I was like, I want to start a YouTube channel. Then that was 3 years ago. I've been putting it off because I'm a terrified little guy, and I'm worried it's gonna suck, and I'm worried everyone's gonna hate me. But then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So, anyways, it better be good. If it's not, be nice to me. This is my first time. I'm kind of nervous. But I'll keep making stuff. It'll probably get better. I don't know. If there's anything that you guys want me to review or read, you can put it down below. I'll probably also end up doing movie reviews because I really love movies, and I've watched a few new ones that came out that are really, really good. They're kind of hot topics though, so I don't know. I always feel iffy about that because it's like I want to talk about it, but I feel like since everyone else is doing it, it's just going to be like, oh my god, shut up, driving me insane. So I'll probably wait till like the sand settles before making videos on newer movies. But I might do stuff like that. So we'll see. Leave suggestions. I might read the comments. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a comment guy. Okay, I don't really comment on anything. I only comment on like my friends' posts to be like, wow, and supportive. Other than that, I don't comment anything. Sometimes I read comments. That's about it. But I feel like I probably won't be reading any comments on here. So sorry about that, guys. If you're commenting, I might. You could still leave it. I might read it. But I don't know. Probably like at least for the first few videos, I'll read for like critiques, criticisms, whatever. See how I can improve. If you guys liked it or not. See if I should go fuck myself. But anyways, I'm a little bit of a mess. I don't know how to do this. So I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. I'll try to make it entertaining. I swear. Today, I'm very underprepared. This is like one of the first... Okay, I'm lying. It's not one of the first books I read. I read this a year ago, but it feels like it's been forever ago. This is Playground by, I think it's pronounced Aaron Beauregard. I'm going to put the name up on the screen anyways, because I feel like I'm going to butcher every single author's name except fucking Stephen King or whatever, because it's the easiest name ever. Everybody knows how to say it. But this book is a little interesting. I didn't realize it was a big thing. I think I read this like right before it got big, because how I found out about it was I was trying to get into more horror. I'm a huge horror fan, so I was like, I need to read some horror books because it'll be interesting and I like it, and then I want to read it because I can't force myself to read something. I have to find it interesting. Is what it is. But I was just like scrolling through TikTok, and there's like one of those slideshow things of like most disturbing books ever I've had to put down because I couldn't stomach them. Like, really, whatever. And I'm already calling bullshit, right? Because it's TikTok. Everyone over exaggerates on TikTok. And honestly, a lot of the books sounded pretty good. But I was like, I have no idea where to find that. And then this one, they were like, and then this one was like one of the last ones, and they were like, oh, it was so gross, I couldn't even finish the book. But you can find it on Amazon. So I was like, that one's easy to find, it sounds kind of interesting, and I can buy it on Amazon. So that's why I read it. And then when I finished it, I tried to talk about it with my roommate, because she said that she read it. And then turns out she lied to me, and she didn't actually read it. She just watched like one of those like breakdown review videos, kind of like what I'm doing a little bit. Oops. Then pretty much got like the whole gist of the book, and she was like, yeah, it sucked, it was stupid. And I was like, well, I will. And then she told me it was like super viral, which I still kind of don't believe. I saw like one or two other YouTube videos on this book, but I haven't seen anything else on it, so I don't know if it's actually as viral as she said. So if it is, and you guys are sick of hearing about this book, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to make it a little interesting. I don't know. But I guess before I get into anything, I think I'm gonna start off with just like my rating of the book. So, since it's, like, supposed to be a disturbing book, I guess, like, I think I'll rate, like, the disturbingness of it. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, I feel like this is, like, a 3 out of 10 on the disturbing scale. you'll kind of like, as I talk about it and get into it, you'll figure out what I mean by that. But there's a lot of like disturbing themes and disturbing scenes and disturbing stuff happens, but the writing style is very simple. And like no shade to the author at all. Like it's good. I mean, it's not great. I give the book overall like a 6 out of 10. You'll see what I mean. He does like an awesome job at writing people and writing relations and like relationships, and it's like I feel like I know the characters personally, or I can at least like envision them, and like he does an amazing job with the characters. But the description, it's like the writing style is just very simple. Like not it's super, it's like descriptive but not at the same time. And I don't really know how to describe it other than that, but if you have read the book or if you read the book, hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about. But it's just like very simple. So then when you have really disturbing themes or like scenes like that, to me it's not that disturbing because of the way it's written. Like it's not that shocking. I think it's supposed to be, but it just doesn't come off that way because it's so simple. Um yeah. So if you're someone that's squeamish or like sensitive, I wouldn't necessarily say like you shouldn't read this. It's definitely not the most disturbing thing that I've ever read. I mean, it's gross and it's yucky, and there's definitely a few scenes where it's like, oh, yikes, yuck, disgust, yucka yucka. But I wouldn't say that it's like horrible. So there's definitely readable. Definitely readable. Another thing too is like this whole book is about kids dying. So I mean, like I already knew that going into it because I read the back of the book, and the front cover is like a bloody slide with fucking intestines and a little girl on top. So it's like, of course kids are gonna die in this book. And then I'm not even kidding. Hold on. 1 second. It literally says, warning, this book contains scenes of graphic violence involving children. Which I think is kind of stupid that they do that. I hate when books do that because it's always kind of cringe. And I feel like it's always the books that are the least actually disturbing that have those stupid ass warnings. But, like, it warns you. So I feel like you already, like, at least for me, I already had it in my mind. I knew that kids were going to die, so then when the kids died, it wasn't like, oh my god! Ah! It was like, yeah, the kids are dying. That's what the book's about. So, I mean, it's not as impactful as I feel like it was supposed to be. But maybe someone else enjoyed it a little bit more. But for anyone that hasn't read the book, I'll just give a quick little synopsis on it. So there's pretty much like this big, super duper rich, psycho, crazy old woman named Geraldine. And, okay, this isn't really a spoiler, but it kind of is. So, apologies. But she pretty much wants like an evil prodigy child. And her way of doing that is building a saw trap playground. And the whole idea is that whoever makes it to the end and survives and is like the winner or whatever is going to be her evil prodigy. And yeah, there's a lot more to it, but that's pretty much, I think that's like the best I could describe it without spoiling everything, because it's very like the theme of it is so woven into the plot that it's kind of hard to give a synopsis without spoiling everything. But yeah, if you want to read it, I'd say go give it a read, and then you can come back here to see if our brains are thinking this, if we have the same thoughts on it. I will note that I read this a year ago. I haven't read it since. I skimmed through it a little bit just to remember everyone's names, because I couldn't remember everyone's names. So this might not be the best video. I'm sorry, it's a little work in progress, but I didn't want to go super in depth with this either, because if it's true that this has been super duper popular, trending, whatever, everyone's talking about it, I don't want to make another video like that because I feel like it's kind of annoying, and this is my first video, so I'm kind of doing a trial run anyways. But the next book I do, I'll go more in depth with it, so apologies in advance if you hate the fact that I didn't go super in depth with this before making this video. But without further ado, let's get into the bad boy. And my nose is itchy. I got my high nostrils pierced not that long ago, so my nose feels a little odd. Apologies. But let's get into this puppy. So okay, I kind of don't really know where to start because it's kind of like it jumps a lot story-wise. So it's a little bit hard to kind of like talk about it in a starting way because I in my brain, I kind of want to talk about Geraldine first, but the book starts off with the kids first. It's confusing, all interconnected. So I think I'll just kind of start off with like my favorite part of the book, which is just like the kids and how the kids interact with each other. I feel like that was like the best part of the book, honestly, and also kind of yeah, kind of like, okay, not to sound mean, but kind of the saving grace of it. Again, his writing style is very simple, so I feel like it was a really easy read, but it wasn't like great. I didn't super enjoy the book, but he does a really good job at writing characters and like all that jazz. So I feel like just kind of like reading the emotions behind everything and the interactions between the kids was what really saved the book. The crazy psycho lady that's the main character is honestly not written that well, though. I know, which sucks because she's like the main character. She's not really that well. I don't know. That was my problem reading this. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I was a little upset about that because I wish that we got more with her. She's kind of just like, evil crazy lady. Look at this crazy shit that she did, and it's just getting thrown at you. But there's not really emotions there with her. So I thought that was a bit of a letdown because I feel like I like it when villains are gray. That's sort of awful, but I like it when they're like they're evil. Yeah, they do fucked up shit. They're villains, but like you get to see those emotions as well. And then I like it when you can sympathize with them a little bit because it gives more texture and it's more realistic and it feels more authentic that way. Because I feel like yeah, they're evil, but they're still people. So you know, no matter how evil someone is, you can still relate to them to some degree on some way, shape, or form. Like there's something that you're going to be able to relate to and something that you're going to be able to sympathize with and understand no matter how evil a person is in like real life and book world. So I feel like to have like these really good really great personalities and characters developed, but then not have that with the villain, it kind of makes it a little bit flat. And it's honestly one of my biggest cons of the book is I was just like, really? I think like the biggest downsides of the book are, one, it's a little stupid, okay? It's kind of dumb. And two, the villains aren't written that well. Those are my two. But the kids are written really well. So basically, we kind of start off with like, we have a few different families. Again, the whole idea is like there's this big evil playground, and so evil lady, her name's Geraldine. I just realized I never said her name. Her name's Geraldine. Geraldine has like an evil henchman. He's not evil though. Evil henchman named Rock. She adopted him when he was like a little baby. I don't know when she adopted him, actually. I kind of forgot. But she adopted him in the hopes that he would be her evil prodigy, and then he wasn't evil. So then she pretty much just like abuses him instead. I know, it's dumb, and that's kind of how it's described, and it's a little stupid, but whatever. So he's tasked with like finding the kids for it. And the way they advertise it is so stupid. It's so stupid. I know it sounds like I'm dogging on this book. I do actually kind of like this book, but it's stupid. I'm telling you that's stupid. They have like their evil playground, but in order to get people to actually come there and like do the stupid thing or whatever, their idea is to go to low income parks, walk up to random ass parents and like give them this flyer. And the flyer is basically like it's like, congratulations, you've been chosen to trial run this brand new playground. And the whole idea is like the kids get to all play on the playground and test it out, and whoever plays the hardest wins like $1,000,000 or whatever the cash prize is. I don't know. So it's already like really dumb, where it's like, what the hell does play the hardest mean? If I, in real life, if I was a parent and I had my little baby tot with me at my low income park because I'm fucking poor, and this giant ass man gave me a flyer that was like, if your kid plays the hardest on this playground, I'll give you $1,000,000. I'd be like, what are you talking about? I'd be terrified that guy's a creep. I'd be terrified he's a pervert. I'd be like, uh-huh, thanks, I'll see you there, and I'd burn the flyer. Like, I don't know. It's so stupid. I can't believe that any of the parents actually fell for it. To be fair, though, the book does take place in the 90s, so maybe 90s parents just didn't give a fuck about their kids. But I feel like even my parents that weren't super cautious with me growing up, I feel like even they would have been like, what the heck? No, that's bullshit. What are you going on about? Especially because it's like, they're not with a company or anything. It's just this rich lady, and the location is her house. Her fucking house. And like, no one questions it. It's so stupid. But that's how we get introduced to all the kids. So, Rock is pretty much described as Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm not even kidding. That's how I was picturing him this entire book. And his name is Rock, so that doesn't help. But he's pretty much like ginormous, over 6 feet tall, huge, giant man, and he's bald. And he doesn't really say much. And yeah, so he's pretty much just Dwayne The Rock Johnson, going by, giving all these papers to everybody. And there's like 3 different families. Yeah, okay, there's 3 different families. So the first family, I feel so bad because they're literally just described as white trash. And I feel so bad for that. The poor little people. Poor little people. The wife sucks. She's just kind of like a dumb bitch, dumb blonde, like stay-at-home wife, super, like, they describe her as pretty much just being like obsessed with tacky jewelry and makeup and all that, and I feel so bad because I just kind of hate the way that she's described. I thought it would have been a lot more impactful if they had a likable mom, but she's not. She's not. And then we have the dad, who's just like a drunk, alcoholic, abusive asshole. Which again is why I'm like, I wish that the mom was likable, because I already hate the dad, so now I have to hate the mom too. Okay, whatever. I hope the whole family dies then. But we do get a redemption, because 2 out of 4 of the kids are actually pretty sweet. So we have the oldest, who's Bobby, and he's gonna be like the oldest kid in the whole game. I think he's like 13, and he's an asshole. He's pretty much just, they describe him as being fat and just kind of like an asshole, and he tries to skateboard, but because he's fat, he's not very good at it, and it's kind of sad. And yeah, he's just a dick. He bullies his little siblings all the time, but you know, he also gets it the worst from his father, so you sympathize with him. But he's also stupid. He's got a lot going on. I personally did not really like Bobby. I didn't really like Bobby. He didn't really have a lot of redeeming qualities. We'll get into that. And then after Bobby, there's CJ. And CJ is the GOAT. He's the star of the book. Best character ever. He's literally the nicest, sweetest dude ever. And he likes comics and heavy metal. And now that I think about it, I'm not too sure if that was CJ or not. I don't remember. It was like 2 sentences in the beginning of the book. But he plays baseball, and he's really good at baseball. And he like loves everybody. sweetest kid ever, like great personality, love CJ, he's the GOAT. And then there's Tanya, hate that name, but you know her name's Tanya, and she's kind of like Matilda. Pretty much kind of like Matilda, where you know, it's a white trash family. Mom only cares about looks and wants Tanya to be a cheerleader. But Tanya actually wants to do something else, and I kind of blanked on what it was. Oh, swim. She wants to be a swimmer instead. She wants to do like a hardcore sport, a not girly sport, which I thought was kind of dumb too, because I thought that swim was also kind of like a girly sport, but I don't know. I feel like swim is like one of the most gender neutral sports there is. Like, I don't know, whatever. But apparently the mom's pretty much like, no, I want you to do cheerleading. So they're at odds for that. And then she's also like a super duper smarty pants and like extremely mature for her age, which I always feel weird whenever kids are described that way. I'm like, ooh, okay. But Tanya's pretty legit. She's pretty legit. And then there's Kip, who's the youngest, and he's kind of a brat, but he's also like 6 years old or something like that. I don't know. He's a little kid. And he's alright. He's alright. He's kind of a brat, but he's alright. He kind of is just like in the sponge state of development, so he kind of has like bits of each of his siblings' personalities. So, obviously he looks up to Bobby because Bobby's the eldest, but he also looks up to CJ because CJ's super cool, and then he also has some elements of Tanya, but we'll kind of get into it a little bit, where he's just kind of like a sponge of a guy. I didn't really care for Kip. And then we have the next family, and the parents are super awesome, and they're going broke because of something that was sad, and I don't really remember what it was, but they're pretty legit. They're pretty chill. They're just kind of like average parents, and, you know, dad's working all the time. I think the mom had to pick up a job or something. I don't know. Something like that. And then they have 3 kids. So Isaac's the eldest, and he's just like your average nerd. Poor little wimpy guy. Very skinny. There's some gay undertones. I don't know why, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit. And then he has 2 little sisters. They're not twins, but they're described as twins, so I'm going to act like they're twins because I don't remember how old they are, and I forget who's who, but it's Sadie and Sam. Sadie and Sam. And I literally thought they were the same character for a little bit. It's hard to distinguish them, and they are brats. They're horrible. I hate them. I wanted them to die first. I hated every aspect of them, and I know that sounds awful, but they're literally awful. They just like torment their brother the whole time, always dogging on him. They pinch him, they like throw dirt at him and like crazy shit like that. Always making fun of the poor guy. Like literally the most annoying things ever. It's just like non-stop talking and screaming and I want to get my way no matter what. And it's 2 of them and they're both like that. And it's awful. It made me want to rip my head off. I wanted to close the book because they were so goddamn annoying. Which is great because that means that they're written really well. That I'm like, oh my god, I hate these children. I personally don't really care for children. They're alright. If a kid is nice, a kid is nice. But if a kid is annoying as hell, they're annoying as hell. And I want to blow my brains off. I'm sorry. I know that you're not really supposed to say that. But these are fake fictional children, so I think I'm able to hate on them. Because they don't actually exist. But they're like the worst people ever. And like literally, as someone that got bullied in elementary, they reminded me of like every single girl bully ever. Because if you've ever been bullied by a girl in elementary school, it's brutal. They're so fucking annoying more than anything. Like just, oh my god, awful. And that's pretty much what they are. So I hate them. And then we have beautiful baby boy Donnie. His mom sucks. we'll get into that a little bit later. But he's like 5 years old or something. He's like 3. I don't even know how old he is. He's like 3 or 4 years old. They describe him as being like basically a baby. And he's like somehow the most mature character in the entire fucking book. It's actually kind of funny. It's sad, but it's a little bit funny. I feel like he's over matured in the book, honestly, because I get what they're going for, but I feel like they went overboard with it. And yeah, he's chill. He's just quiet and chill. Man, we'll get into that. So those are pretty much all the little children, all the children in the book, and I'm not gonna get into the beginning because it's kind of like, it's just like introducing everybody. But after Rock hands all the flyers out, it's now time to prepare for the day. So, I completely forgot about the Nazi scientist. Yeah, this book is crazy. So Geraldine has a bestie that's a Nazi mad scientist. I'm not even kidding. He was literally like worked for Hitler. I'm not even kidding. No, and he was like, they discharged him because what he did was so disturbing that even other Nazis were like, what the fuck? And even Hitler didn't agree with it and was like, too far. But I don't think they actually really go into it. It's stupid. I was like, okay, whatever. I rolled my eyes at that. I thought it was dumb. But I don't remember his name. It was something like Hans. It was a little racist. That's all that I remember. But he also doesn't really have much to his character. He's just kind of like crazy evil scientist guy. Very stereotypical, which is a theme in this book. I feel like each character is kind of just like, again, because I described some of them like, oh, that's literally Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's literally Matilda. That's literally whatever. Like, it just kind of feels like I'm watching like a random movie from the 90s. It's pretty predictable. Everything's pretty predictable. And yeah, the adults are pretty shallow, which wasn't my favorite either. Like, the characters that had the most depth to them were the kids. But basically, evil scientist Hans built, or no, he didn't build it, but he pretty much like made all the blueprints for like the playground. And it's a giant saw trap and whatever. And then I think they made Rock build it. I don't really remember, and I don't know if they actually explained that. They might have. Sorry this is such a mess and I don't remember anything, but oops. Hopefully it's entertaining at least. So now we have like, we're at the actual place and everyone's like, oh my god, wow. And then Geraldine comes out and she's like, hi, welcome to my evil playground. Oh no, wait, it's not evil yet. Welcome to my wonderful new playground. It's so much fun. Play the hardest for $1 million. And everyone's like, yeah. I can't do an old lady voice. That was pretty bad. But anyways, everyone's like, woo, so much fun. And then the gates lock. They're locked in, but they don't realize it. And then the little baby boys, the little baby children, go running onto the playground and they go play. And then, oh my god, my nose is itchy. Holy cow, I'm okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, so the kids, they're playing on the playground, doing their thing, everything's fine and dandy, and Rock is out there watching them, like this. Pretty much, I think. No, like, yeah, that's what he's up to. And then all the kids are like, that guy's like really freaky. I think he might be, I don't know. I don't think I can say that on YouTube. Oh, shoot. I hate that I have to do that, actually. I hate that's, like, a thing, because it feels so stupid. I have to do the stupid fucking PDF or whatever. See that on TikTok all the time, and I roll my eyes at it. I'm like, that's so, like, I don't know. I think it's dumb. Anyways, they think he's, like, a freaking creep, so they're all trying to stay away from him, which, like, I mean, I love Rock. He's amazing, but, yeah, have some self-awareness. You look fucking creepy, man. He doesn't say anything. He just stands there and stares at them and watches them. And it's weird. And he's just dirty. Because Geraldine doesn't let him shower. But anyways, so Geraldine takes the parents into, like, the observing room, which is basically just a movie theater, and then they all sit down, and then there's like little, like every single action movie ever, literally like Austin Powers, they sit down in the chairs and these little like iron bars come and like hold their arms and legs in place, and they're like, ah, and yeah, and they have like a little headrest thing that like forces them to like watch, I guess. It's kind of dumb. Oh, and then that's where we get our first death. Oh yeah, because the whole point is like there's security cameras everywhere, so I guess part of it is that Geraldine wants to watch the parents freak the fuck out as their kids get mutilated and whatever, because she gets off on that stuff. We'll talk about that later. Geraldine is awful. I don't like her character, honestly, but we'll get into that. Not very YouTube friendly, but we'll get into that. So yeah, so they're pretty much like trapped in, and I forget exactly what happened with it, but there was like a bar that was supposed to like raise up. But it's like if you're sitting there, you would have been fine. It was kind of like, oh right, it's cause they have like the little like things over their arms, and then there's one that goes around the neck, like a collar. But the way it shoots out is kind of weird. I don't remember exactly what was up with that, but anyways, the white trash mom, kind of like had like a slap bracelet thing that came off, and she went to go grab her slap bracelet when that thing came, so it like cut through her neck and kind of like decapitated her a little bit. So she's dead. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? It's just a little dumb. I think the fact that they're bringing me to a movie theater to watch my kids instead of me watching my kids outside was the freak the fuck out moment. But they're a little bit late to the game. So she's dead. Everyone's freaking out. Oh, right. The white trash dad's an asshole. So he's like trying to cause shit and fight with the other parents because he's like, oh, you think you're better than me? And they're like, I never said that. I don't know who you are. What the fuck is your problem? And that's pretty much like the whole thing between the parents. So, you know, bye-bye parents. So now we start with like the actual kind of like playground thing. So the kids are, so basically it's like the top, like ground level, it's a normal playground. So they're playing, doing everything fine, and then once the parents get locked in, the kids get locked in. So like there's a gate or like a fence or whatever around the whole playground, and they're like locked in, can't get out. And then Rock 6 Dobermans on them, Doberman Pinschers. And they pretty much try to maul the kids. That's like the whole thing. Not much to it. It was kind of like not that anticlimactic. I'm sorry. I know that I'm kind of dogging on it, but it's not written. I don't know. Okay. Because my gripe is that the writing style is very simple, but then there's like weird amount of detail, and I feel like weird scenes that are unnecessary. Like, there's like this one scene where like one of the kids like manages to throw the dog somehow, and it like gets stuck on the fence, and like his balls are like stuck on the fence, and he's like screaming in pain because his balls got impaled on the fence. Why is that in there? Why can't you have just thrown the dog on the fence and he just get stuck and just like be stuck there and then just like give up? Why did you have to include that his balls were getting impaled on? Like, why? Like, it's so stupid. But then Geraldine can't have a complex character. Excuse me. Whatever. Anyways, so pretty much they like defeat the dogs, and then they have to like run into this giant tunnel that's like really freaky tall, which like one of the kids noticed at first, but it goes straight into the ground. So he was like, what the heck is up with that? Oh, and then Isaac's immediately getting bullied by, well, he's getting fucking bullied by his sisters, fucking assholes, and he's getting bullied by Bobby, and then he's getting bullied by Kip, because Bobby's like, yeah, Kip, isn't this guy a fucking loser? And then CJ is like, hey, Leave him alone. I think they push him and he like loses his glasses. I don't know. So then CJ picks up his glasses and he's like, here, sorry about my brothers. Like, basically saving the guy. And it gets weirdly homoerotic for a second there. It's a little weird. And you know what? I don't mind a nice little character arc where there's like a young little gay boy, little gay interactions. I don't mind that. But it feels a little bit weird because, I mean, he's getting fucking bullied by everybody, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I'm CJ. Sorry about my brothers. Here are your glasses. It's just a little odd. I don't know. It's odd. I still love CJ, though. I feel so bad for Isaac. He's just literally like a sad puppy in the rain the whole time. Bless his heart. And then, oh yeah, so basically they have to go in that big old slide, and they have to slide down. But the slide has, like, razor blades, like, all along it. So they have to, like, basically be like, woo, 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 like, dodging all the razor blades as they slide down. I know, it's a little dumb. Bear with me. But because Bobby is described as being a fat fuck, and he's 13 years old and giant, and everyone else is, like, under 11, he gets sliced the fuck up because he can't go around them. Like, they describe him as being so big that he's, like, the size of the slide itself. So, like, his arms are sliced up, his, like, legs are sliced up, he's got slices everywhere, and yeah, so, like, you know, they're pretty cut up, and then they drop off into this room, and they're now officially in, like, the Saw playground. I think the first room is a ball pit, and I think they have to do, like, Hangman. Bear with me. Bear with me. It gets a little dumb. Oh, yeah, like, it doesn't literally, I'm not even kidding. I actually kind of forgot about this. Hold on. When does it start? The actual fucking, this book is, like 300 pages. Yeah, it's, like, 330 pages. And it doesn't actually, the playground stuff doesn't start until 137. Page 137. The rest is just bullshit. I'm like, speed it up. I want to see some kids die. Because Sadie and Sam were fucking annoying the shit out of me. But pretty much, yeah, so we start at the ball pit. And then, what was after the ball pit? Oh, right. So they start on the ball pit. And the balls are filled with salt. And there's salt all over the floor. And it's, like, dark. And then there's, like, this little passageway that they have to go through with, like, pressure plates. So, anyways, they're all sliced up from the razor blades, and they're like, salt! Oh, and then there's, the fucking, you know in baseball, how, like, you put a ball in that thing, and it's, like, it shoots it, so then you can hit it, the little machine thing that, like, shoots the baseballs. There's a bunch of those hidden around, so they're like, oh my god, salt, and then baseballs just start flying at them, and then fucking beaming them in the head, and, like, the room's, like, pitch black, so then they have to, like, get on the ground, and, basically shimmy in the salt, and get all salted up, and then they're on to the next room. And the next room... Oh, and then the next room, there's, like, this passageway connected to it that is, like, it has pressure plates, but we don't know. And then either Sadie or Sam freaks the fuck out and goes running through there and hits the pressure plate and gets her fucking head blown off by, like, I think she gets exploded, actually. I think there's a grenade. She hits, like, a fucking grenade in the ground and explodes. I'm not proud of it, but I was kind of happy when she died. Because when I tell you that girl is so annoying. She is so annoying. And she dies. And then the other one's like freaking the fuck out. And then she's finally, after watching her sister get blown the fuck up, she's finally manageable. Fine, like, Oh, okay. So, like, you needed your sister to get blown the fuck up to act right. Okay, whatever, asshole. But I'm not gonna dog on her too much because she's like 5 years old or something. I don't know. But anyways, after that, she's finally like nice and like, oh my god, Isaac, I love you so much. You're my big brother. I love you, which I think is stupid. But she's 5, so we'll let it slide. I still hate her, but it's okay because she still dies. I think. Oh no, she does. Ooh, actually, yeah, that was a little crazy. But so now they're in like the next room, and it's like Hangman, and he's on a platform, and then below is like more salt stuff. So they have to like jump on the platform to get to the Hangman, and he has like a little knife that they have to grab, and they have to like, oh right, because they have it like written on the wall. Hold on. Yeah, it's like that. As you can tell, it's so easy to figure out. It says stab him in the head. And they take like 20 minutes to figure that out. Yeah. So they have to like hop up to the platform and like stab him in the head. And then, I don't know, there was something about it. They got something and it like opened the door and they were able to leave. On to the next round. Give me a second. Oh, and then like we cut back to like the weird evil guy. Oh yeah, like it literally takes them for fucking ever. Like I'm still on that stupid thing. Oh, and there's like, oh yeah, so then they have to get through the passageway and it has a bunch of booby traps and they're like, freaking out. And then the parents are still fighting because that one guy's an asshole. And then, oh, right. Let's get into Donnie. Because Rock fucking kills his mom. Kills the shit out of his fucking mom. I'm not even kidding. So, Donnie comes like, yeah, so basically, we start off, we start off with it's a single mom, she's a smoker, fucking asshole, old ass woman. She has him on a collar and leash like a dog, and is just like yanking him around, throwing him around everywhere. I know. Like, what the heck are we doing here? And so Rock is like, oh my god, that reminds me of Geraldine. Which is fair. It's stupid. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be sweet, but it's stupid. And because Geraldine's a fucking asshole. And we'll get into that. But basically, she branded him. I whipped him, whipped his back, so he's like covered in scars, which is weird because he's described as sexy. Oh, bad. They describe him as being sexy after saying that his back is covered in scars because he was fucking whipped as like a wee lad. Okay, whatever, Aaron, whatever. But yeah, so she does all that crap. She assaults him. I hate that to do this. She essays him. It's pretty gnarly. So, anyways, he sees Donnie and is like, "Oh my god, that's just like me," and that's Geraldine. So now he's on a mission to like kill this woman, which honestly, hell yeah, I was pretty glad when he killed her. She's not like, we don't get a lot of time with her, so we don't really know how fucked up she is, but obviously she's fucked up. So he pretty much just like bashes her skull in. Like he just like grabs her fucking head and just bashes it. Like yeah, and then she's just a pulpy mess, and she's just punching her until she's nothing but mush. Her head's just mush. And then Donnie's just standing there. Like pretty much all Donnie does. And then he like frees Donnie and he like cleans him up. Oh, because she like yanked him and like was dragging him and he scraped his knees. That's why. I forgot about that. So anyways, Rock cleans up his knees and then sends him to the murder playground. Which honestly, I'm like, I didn't get that, because the whole point is that he wants to save Donnie, and that's like why he killed the mom, but I don't know why he doesn't just like save Donnie. I don't get it. It's like they're trying to do a thing where he's like, well, I have to obey Geraldine. Oh my god. But Donnie, oh, I've been so abused that I have no sympathy or emotions for these children. But I see myself in Donnie, so I have an urge to save him. Which I think is stupid because in real life, in real fucking life, I feel like, because he's not even evil, like, a little bit. They don't even describe him as evil. He's just kind of like, he's like, I do it because I'm forced to do it and I'm scared of the pain. So I feel like, in reality, he would just save Donnie because they don't even know that he killed the mom. So, like, he could just put him in a cupboard for the time being, you know what I mean? Or, like, he could just open the fucking gate and drive him away. The dude can drive. I don't know. Like, good luck, everybody else. I'm saving the little boy. Like, he could have done that. I don't know. My biggest gripe, that made me kind of mad. But, so the mom's dead. So, then we learn a little bit about Donnie, and we find out that he has, like, cigarette burns all over him. And he's pretty much just like he's not allowed to speak, not allowed to show any emotion, so he's just blank slate the whole time, and just kind of like going through it. He doesn't really have a will to live, but he's moving anyways, and he's honestly hilarious in this book, because like everyone's like freaking out the whole time. Like each time they go to like a new level, they're like, oh my god, oh, they're so crazy. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I don't want to do that. And little fucking Donnie is just running through it like no big deal. And he like doesn't say anything the whole time. So funny. It's so funny. I think it's supposed to be sad, but it's hilarious. Because like I'm not even kidding. There's like one scene where it's like the fucking like axes are swinging and they have to like run across the platform and there's like fire or whatever, and he just like takes off, runs through it, and then CJ wants to protect him because he has like really strong paternal instincts. So he's like trying to protect him, and it's so funny because it's like he's probably the one that needs the least amount of protection. He literally is just like sprinting off doing his own thing. I literally think that Donnie could have won that entire goddamn game if no one was trying to protect him. You know what I mean? It's so funny. I love Donnie. He's a sweet little boy. Yeah, we just don't really get too much character with him, unfortunately. But yeah, he's a great little guy. And then we get to the next scene, and so Bobby is like continuously dogging on Isaac, shitting on Isaac. Even after his sister got blown the fuck up, he's still like, oh my god. Which honestly, I feel Isaac for this because he wasn't that upset when his sister died. I feel him for that because she was an asshole. So honestly, weirdly enough, no one's upset that she's dead except for Sadie or whoever the remaining. I think it was Sadie that survived. Sam was the one that died. Sadie was the one that survived. I don't know. But like Sam's or Sadie's the only person that's sad about her dying, which is a little fucked up. But you know, it is what it is. And then I think the next scene is literally like the axe scene that I was just talking about. So Donnie just takes off running, good to go. And then everyone else is like following suit. And they all start fighting, and there's like a divide now because Bobby's mad that CJ's not taking his side, and CJ's mad that he's trying to like pick on Isaac, and then Bobby gets this idea that he's gonna win it, and he's gonna make his dad proud. And CJ's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There is no fucking winning. We're gonna die. It's better if we just work together. And then Tanya's like, yeah. And then Bobby's like, you guys are assholes. I thought you were my friends. And there's like a great divide. And then little fucking Kip is like, I'm with Bobby, because he's the eldest. And then I'm pretty sure that Kip ends up getting sliced up with the axe thing. So Kip is out of it. Kip's gone. R.I.P. Kip. He was like the most, I don't know, he was very mid. I think I lied actually because it was Hopscotch next instead. Oops. But you know what? That I'm pretty sure the Hopscotch isn't that important, honestly. But yeah, so Kip dies doing that thing, and I'm totally not checking through here to check. Oh no, you know what it is? There's this is how he dies. So it is like the knife thing, but then there's like a bunch of like these things, these like meat grinders for like cows. And oh right, because they're playing they're playing hopscotch, and there's like a giant drop, and then these things, so like if you fall you go into that thing, and then they're connected to a pipe, so like they're basically grinding cows alive and then chucking the guts at the kids as they're doing hopscotch. So if you slip, you fall into one of these, and then Kip falls into that, and he dies. And pretty much because Bobby was trying to like kill Isaac. I'm not even kidding. He was pretty much just trying to kill Isaac, and now Bobby's really trying to kill Isaac, and they're all like, "Oh my God, you're so crazy." And then they get to "You're so crazy, leave us alone." So they're pretty much, the remaining kids are running from Bobby pretty much because he's just trying to fucking kill them. So then we get to the next part, which is this beautiful thing. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. They all survive that. And then we get to the crazy. Do they have a picture? Fuck, I don't think they have a picture. But then we get to like okay. I can't show that actually. I can't show that. But then we get to like the infamous scene. This is where the cover comes from. So now we have Murder Slide, and as you can see, there's saws all along it. Okay, and there's different. I don't really remember how you're supposed to survive it, but Bobby pretty much uses Sadie as a surfboard or like a skateboard, and like kills the fuck out of her to try to get at Isaac. Yeah, it's really it's dumb. It's dumb. And then I think oh right, and then there's like monkey bars next over something, and then basically to kind of like save everybody, Isaac like sacrifices himself and like knocks him and Bobby off the monkey bars, and they both die. I forget exactly what happens. I tried skimming. I don't know anything. So I forget exactly what about it kills them, but they're both gone. And then they make it to... Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. So then, anyways, now they make it to, like, the end. And it's Tanya, CJ, and Donnie. And then, it's like a seesaw. And it's like the higher you go, you'll like get like your head. So if you go too far, or oh my god, I can't speak. If you go too high, your head gets chopped off. But you have to like power the door kind of. So you have to like work together, pretty much. Oh, and then there's like fire under their butt. So CJ and Tanya do it, and CJ's like, Donnie, little baby boy, sit this one out. So Donnie's just standing there waiting for the door to open. And very sad, CJ sacrifices himself so his sister can live, because one person has to die. So he dies, and it's awful. And I was like, no, CJ, why? And it's pretty sad. And then Tanya and little Donnie run off. And then the last is, I don't remember. The last game was pretty much like they both die, which I thought was really weird, because the whole point is that there's supposed to be like an evil survivor. But I think the whole point is that like she was supposed to like sacrifice him and win the game. I don't know. But anyways, Rock like breaks in and like saves them and saves the day. And so they all live. Pretty much is like the end of the book. So now, let's get to the adult stuff. Let's get to what are the adults up to? So, pretty much, there's some weird, freaky scenes where Geraldine is sitting down on some rubber things to herself in the mirror. And then we get flashbacks to some weird poop stuff with her and her mom that I don't want to go in detail with. But she basically is sexually in love with her mom. Yeah. So she didn't have any kids for like the longest time. Like she wasn't interested in anybody, didn't have relations with anybody because she was in love with her mom. And was doing things with her poop. And would watch her as her mom had coitus. Yeah. Fucking crazy. And we get no character development. Whatever. And then, oh my god, yeah. It gets worse. It gets worse. So the mom's on, like, the deathbed, pretty much. And, like, is on an oxygen tank. And then Geraldine decides to sit down. Take off her oxygen tank, or oxygen mask, and sit down. And go to town. And that's how she dies. I know. And then she inherits, like, a shit ton of money. So now she's, like, extra double rich. And then she's like, well, what do I do now? I'm in my 50s and my mom is dead. So I have no one to yak it to anymore. I need an evil prodigy. And then, pretty much Rock was a disappointment. Can't have kids. It was too late. And that's how she meets evil scientist Hans, who he was supposed to make her fertile again, and it didn't work, because I think he's not actually a scientist. Whole thing. It's a whole thing. And so he's pretty much trying to, like, get, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. So then that's when she comes up with, like, this whole evil thing. She's like, you know what? If I can't have kids, adopting was a nightmare. I'm just going to make this thing. So, yeah, she's kind of awful. That's about it. And then, there's not too much about Hans. I don't know. He's weird, but, like, he's just kind of, like, similar to Geraldine. There's just, like, nothing else there. No other substance. There aren't really, like, shocking scenes. Again, when I was talking about how, like, I like the book, it's a simple read, but then there's weird things that aren't needed, like the poop thing. We didn't need the poop thing. Honestly, anything with her mom, I feel like we didn't need. It didn't really add to her character at all. It was just like, see how fucked up this bitch is? It's like, I know the bitch is fucked up because she made a Saw playground. I don't need to know that she was fucking trying to have coitus with her mom since she was like 2 years old or whatever. I don't know. I didn't need to know that. I didn't need to know that she was forcing Rock to eat stuff, you know what I mean? I didn't need to know that. That adds nothing. It adds nothing. Honestly, I feel like it would have been way more impactful if it was just, like, mostly psychological torture against Rock, because it's, like, the physical stuff. I don't know. It was kind of dumb. It felt like the whole book kind of just felt like, oh my god, look how shocking this is, just to be shocking. I wasn't living for it. The kid stuff was way more interesting because they were actually having, like, they're fighting and they're like, you know, I want to make my dad proud, that's why I'm evil. And then he's, you know, the kid's just like, well, I gotta please everyone and I gotta keep the family together. And then, you know, like, it was interesting. They're not just doing fucked up shit to be fucked up. Like, there's emotion behind it and intentions behind it, and they were trying to do something. So it was, like, really interesting. With the adults, whatever. Basically, I forget exactly what happens, but somehow the alcoholic dad dies. He's, again, like a nothing burger. That man is a hamburger. A plain hamburger. The saddest thing in the fucking world. Why would that exist? Put some cheese on that bad boy at least. He dies, super boring, nothing to really say about that. And then, oh yeah, and then it's Molly and Tom are the good parents. I completely forgot about their name until now. But anyways, they're basically like, please, please help our children, please. Because Rock is in there and he's supposed to be like watching them, like bodyguard style. He's supposed to be watching them bodyguard style. So they've been pleading to Rock the whole time. I think it's stupid. I feel like realistically, based off his character, he should have helped them like forever ago, honestly. I feel like he should have ended the whole thing right after he killed Donnie's fucking mom. Whatever, I'm a little upset about that. I like Rock, I do, but it's a little stupid. I don't know. It's a little stupid. But then he kind of like finally goes ham, goes gorilla mode, and like basically just bashes fucking Han's face into the control panel. Pretty much like what he did with Donnie's mom, but then with all the electricity, he somehow turns him into like a jackalope. Or no, not a jackalope. Yeah, no, not a jackalope. Jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. I'm like, yeah, jackalope. No, he turns him into a jack-o'-lantern somehow. When I read it the first time, I had to read it like 5 times, and I still don't really understand what was going on with that. I don't know how he got to that point, but somehow he's pretty much, his head's on fire, and he looks like a jack-o'-lantern. I don't know. It was hard to read. I was confused. That's another instance where it's like a really simple writing style, but they try to like describe it in like extreme detail, but then it just didn't work out. And he's also obsessed with the word crimson. So you're going to see crimson in here like 10 million times. I know. It sucks a little bit. I know. And then, and then Geraldine, like, freaks the fuck out, and she's like, ah! She has a gun, and he, like, chases her around the house, and she has her beautiful mirror room, where she was yanking on, or, sitting up and down on some rubber item, while looking at herself. And it's just, like, this big room of mirrors, so she goes hiding in there, thinking it's gonna be a grand idea, and she has, a gun. But Rock built the room, so there's like passageways behind all the mirrors. I guess it was kind of, they tried to explain it. It was a little dumb, but I guess the idea was so like if there was a broken mirror, he could access it and like fix it or something. I don't know, but like he's the only one that like knew that. Like she didn't know that, so he's in like the little back cubbies like watching her, and then he pretty much just like crashes through on her. It's so dumb. And then there's like this big shard of glass. It's just like a big fighting sequence, giant shard of glass sticking up, and he just grabs her and plops her down on it. Yeah. And I think that was supposed to be like, I honestly, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I do like that kill. That was honestly one of my favorite kills. I think that one was like the best kill in the entire book. Actually, it was actually dope as fuck. I was like, that's very creative. Well, I like that, and I feel like it was actually pretty paced and written pretty good comparatively. Yeah, so anyways, because she fucking died, he goes back and like lets out the parents, and then they go and rescue the kids and just like drive away. It's like, okay, bye. And then so now Molly and Tom, their kids are now Tanya and Donnie. Yeah, I don't know. They don't explain it. That's how it ends. That's literally how it ends. And I did actually like this book. My qualms with it is that it was stupid and I was disappointed. Especially like, okay, when I was reading this blind, it wasn't that bad because it's like, oh yeah, that's a little dumb. I did like it though. It is very 90s. Very 90s. It's kind of like if Goonies went bad. I don't know. Or like if Goonies was like a horror story. Kind of. I don't know. It's very 90s. It was very nostalgic. I did enjoy it. I felt like it was stupid. It was over the top. But it was kind of fun. I don't know. I kind of liked it. I hate how it was trying to be serious in certain parts, but it wasn't the end of the world. So I give it a 6 out of 10. And then I found out this thing was trending. And everyone was talking about it like it was the friggin' like most terrifying thing in the world. Like, oh, like this is literally like the movie Siberian Film. It's like that level in book form. And it's not. It really isn't, and it made me want to give this book a way lower rating, but I feel like that's not fair. If you're going into it blind, it's pretty good. It's a stupid book. It's stupid and it's schlocky, and it definitely is shocking just to be shocking, which I think is dumb in general, and I feel like it's not even effective. So in my opinion, when there's a book that's shocking to be shocking, it's not disturbing, because it's just like, they're just throwing it at you and there's no real impact. Like, if there's no emotion behind it, it doesn't feel real, it doesn't feel legit, so then it's just kind of like, okay, alright, that kid got fucking ripped in half. Okay, I mean, obviously it's gross when you read it, and you're kind of like, ooh, yikes. Like, the stuff with Geraldine, I was like, oh, take that out. Take that, like, the stuff with their mom, I was like, take that the fuck out. Like, that has no reason to be in here. That's just shocking to be shocking. And, like, yeah, it's disturbing and gross, but it's not like, oh my god, craziest fucking thing. It's just like, ew, and then I move on. So this made me a little bit mad. It made me mad more so because of, like, other people's thoughts on it. And then to be fair though, that's my, the other people's thoughts thing is literally just based off of a few TikToks that I've seen and some comments. So I don't know, maybe people on YouTube are actually reviewing this a little bit better. I apparently there's supposed to be other reviews out here, so if you thought that mine was interesting at all, feel free to check out some other people, see how they differ. Would I recommend this? Not really. Not really. Not really. I'd say not really. But I think this is like one of the first books that he's written, so it's not awful, obviously. I want to see more by him. I want to see more, to do, oh yeah, because he's, oh yeah, it says that he's written like 20 books, and I think this is like one of his first. Hold on. Oh, okay, never mind. They didn't list other books. But I'm hoping that his writing style got better. He definitely needs to work more on, like, the characters are his strong suit, but they're also his downside. So I feel like he needs to work on that. The kids were written really good, and their parents were written really bad. So I feel like he needs to just translate that to everybody. And, like, the parents were written pretty good. They're, like, the parents were just kind of meh. They're written alright. Rock was kind of, he was written good, but he made a lot of dumb decisions that didn't make sense for his character. And then the villains were written horrible. They're bad. They're written bad. So, not that bad. I'd say overall, I'm still going to give the book a 6 out of 10. It's a good read. It's a little dumb. But aren't we all? I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. If you liked it, I don't know, do stuff to make it popular or something. I don't know. Press buttons. I'm gonna be so for real. I don't really know how YouTube works, and I don't really know how this works. So hopefully that you guys enjoy this. If you have any thoughts, put them in the comments. If you felt the same about the book, if you think I'm an idiot and didn't review this right, put that in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, I guess. I don't know when that'll be. But, ooh, actually, my next video, I might be covering a movie, because there's a movie I've been thinking a lot about. So, look forward to that. Anyways,